Here's your news for September 4th, 2020. And your headlines for today include: Chris Jericho explains why Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon are playing a game and fooling people. Renee Young isn't unemployed, she's still working. Tony Khan says AEW Double or Nothing kicked the crap out of WrestleMania. What AJ Styles thinks about Paul Heyman moving to Smackdown. The Miz openly shared his frustration about WWE pushing Roman Reigns. He hints a character change. Why Brock Lesnar is unlikely to make UFC return. They should move to any other night, get away from us. Chris Jericho slams WWE with a bold statement. We're kicking off with news from Chris Jericho today, as the AEW star has weighed in on Brock Lesnar leaving WWE. As previously reported, Lesnar's deal expired after WrestleMania, and though both sides have been working on a new contract, they recently took a break as they couldn't agree to terms, making Lesnar a free agent and open to discussions about fighting in UFC or even joining AEW. Speaking to Sportskeeda, Jericho explained why he feels Lesnar isn't as much of a free agent as people believe, saying, "The only reason why the rumors there is somebody said free agent. I don't think he's really a free agent at all. I think it would take so much money to pry him away from Vince McMahon on Brock's end, and then for Vince to approve that. I mean, Vince has $2 billion in the bank. What are you going to spend on Brock Lesnar that Vince isn't going to match? And Vince and Brock have a strange love affair to begin with." Jericho added that he doesn't know if Lesnar would be able to justify his salary if he were to join AEW or even return to UFC, adding, "I think it's just another one of the dances that Vince and Brock like to have, where Brock's contract expires, Vince lets it expire, and they stay away from each other until the next Saudi Arabia show or the next show that has people in the crowd or WrestleMania, whatever it may be. So I don't think Brock is really a free agent in the sense of the word. I just think he's currently not under contract right now." Though it's unclear how much it'd cost AEW to sign the Beast, Jericho said it would be an astronomical figure, and added that he doesn't think McMahon would let that happen, before questioning whether investing in Lesnar would be smart for any company other than WWE. Jericho also took the time to put over both Brock and McMahon for being smart businessmen who enjoy a good negotiation, so it seems fans shouldn't expect to see Jericho tussle with the Beast on Dynamite in the future. One person who could eventually be All Elite is Renee Paquette, and though she's left WWE, she hasn't distanced herself from every company she was under contract with. After revealing that her phone is ringing off the hook with offers, the Canadian broadcaster spoke to sports media, where she said that she's unemployed, but backtracked on her comments, saying she's still employed by Fox Sports. Though Fox dropped WWE Backstage, which was a huge loss for the former Renee Young, she could still show up on Fox programming, but it's not likely to be for any WWE-related reason. Back to WWE now, and we're looking ahead to tonight's Smackdown, as a huge show has been announced. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax will have a title rematch against Sasha Banks and Bayley, whilst Universal Champion Roman Reigns, alongside Paul Heyman, will address the WWE Universe. Speaking of the big dog, Roman's first challenger will be decided tonight, as Big E, Sheamus, King Corbin, and Matt Riddle will have a #1 contenders match, with the winner facing Reigns for the title at Clash of Champions on September 27th. Given that Reigns is now a heel and he feuded with Corbin earlier this year over dog food, it looks like Big E and Riddle are the favorites. And given his singles push as of late, we're putting our money on Big E to walk away the winner and challenge for the Universal Championship at Clash of Champions. Over to AEW now, as the company had the luxury of holding Double or Nothing in Daly's place in May this year, and though the 5,500 seats were empty, Tony Khan believes the show was a roaring success. During a teleconference to hype this weekend's All Out, Khan discussed hosting events in the current situation, and said how he feels their show was better than WWE's flagship event, claiming Double or Nothing, quote, "kicked the crap out of WrestleMania." Like Double or Nothing, WrestleMania 36 went ahead without a live crowd, which was a bit awkward, as Drew McIntyre's career-defining win happened to silence. And with AEW having its wrestlers in the front row to provide some crowd reaction, the All Elite company certainly had a much louder show. That wasn't all Khan had to say during the teleconference though, as he was also asked about the upcoming second AEW show, which was scheduled for late 2020. Though Khan said the show will be launched next year instead, though with no confirmed date, he did confirm the second show won't be AEW Dark, which will remain on YouTube. With AEW Dynamite being a runaway success, the company's second televised show will likely bring a lot more interest to the All Elite company. And with a passionate fan base who have supported AEW since day one, we expect the new televised show to be as popular as all AEW properties. Back to Smackdown, and one person we'll presumably see tonight is AJ Styles, who was moved to the Blue brand following some issues with Paul Heyman, accusing Reigns' advocate of lying about his involvement in Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson being released in April. On Twitch, Styles still seemed upset at Heyman over the incident, though added that his good brothers are doing fine on Impact now, and added, "I could care less, it's water under the bridge. Not saying that I've forgotten what he's done, but I'm not gonna be that guy who holds a grudge. I'm not like that. Okay dude, you know you pissed me off, you know how I feel, I may not ever trust you again. Can I get along with him professionally? Absolutely. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be mean to him or say anything, it's over. My buddies are doing fine." Now, Styles has an advocate of his own in fellow TNA alum Joseph Park, and while the phenomenal one won't be inviting Heyman over for Thanksgiving anytime soon, it's good to see that the two can coexist on the same brand. From one SmackDown star to another now, as The Miz joined Hot 97's Hip Hop Gamer to discuss a variety of topics. Older fans will remember Miz's sole reign as WWE Champion from 2010 to 2011, and given that it's been nearly a decade since he won the title, the question of a second reign came up. When asked who he'd like to take the title from to solidify his legacy, Miz said, "I've been asked that question quite a bit. It's very easy now that Roman is back, because Roman Reigns is the poster child, whether people like to believe it or not. He is what John Cena was. He is what Hulk Hogan was. He is that guy. If you don't believe me, look at every poster. He's front and center. Why is he front and center? Because he has the it factor. Whether you love him or hate him, he has it. If you didn't like Roman Reigns when people liked him, now he has Paul Heyman in his pocket. He's the most dangerous, most lethal superstar in all of WWE. If I want to even have a chance to dethrone him from being that poster child, I need to take the advice that I gave Big E on Talking Smack these past few weeks." Miz added that with Paul Heyman on Roman's side, that he wants to do some great promos with the advocate, and added that there's not a doubt in his mind that he can take Roman Reigns to a new level in a feud. Time will tell whether Miz's plan to win the Universal title from Reigns comes true, but what do you think? Would you like to see a second world title reign for the A-lister? Leave your views in the comments below. We are jumping across the pond to NXT UK next, as WWE is bringing the brand back. And not only is there a lot in store for fans, but there's also a very special individual in charge. Alex McCarthy reports that Shawn Michaels is leading the NXT UK tapings, albeit virtually from the US, as he can't make the trip physically at this time, though it's said that HBK's voice booms over the whole studio when he wants to address talent. Hopefully, Michaels will one day be able to attend a set of NXT UK tapings in the near future, but for now, there's few people better to lead the excited UK roster after being postponed since March than Mr. WrestleMania himself. More Brock Lesnar news now, as though there's a chance that he could return to MMA, fans shouldn't expect to see him in the octagon. It's worth mentioning that though Lesnar's WWE contract expired earlier this year, this isn't anything new for Brock, though his hiatus this time could be a little longer. Recently, Dana White said that he'd be willing to talk to Lesnar about a UFC return, though the Beast hasn't called him. And on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained why he may not return to MMA at all, saying, "There's no economic way that he's going to Bellator to face Fedor. That's just not going to happen. As far as facing John Jones, you can absolutely make sense in your mind. If Lesnar wants to return to the octagon, he'll have to pay a $250,000 fine after he failed a pair of drug tests surrounding his return fight at UFC 200 in 2016 against Mark Hunt." Meltzer also noted that Lesnar's wife Sable hates him fighting, and with so many reasons for Brock not to return to MMA, it seems the former Universal Champion is happy to wait for WWE to call with a new deal and a very high price tag. One person fans will see in the ring is Sasha Banks, and though WWE didn't hold Evolution 2 this year, that hasn't stopped the boss from laying out a huge challenge. Speaking with Table Talk, Banks was asked about who her dream opponent would be for an all-female pay-per-view, and didn't mince words, saying, "Trish Stratus. I would lose my mind. She was the best. She was beautiful. She was athletic, and she inspired me. When I finally got to meet her and work with her, I fell more in love with her. She is the most amazing, beautiful human being I've ever met." Whilst Evolution 2 isn't impossible, WWE might need some of their big female stars, such as Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, or Becky Lynch back before they book the show, though having Trish back to face the Boss would certainly get fans watching. Over to NXT now, and with both the Gold brand and AEW Dynamite doing better when they air on different days, there's now talks about NXT moving from their Wednesday slot. One person who's had plenty to say on this is Chris Jericho, as the self-professed demo god addressed the rumored change when speaking on Busted Open Radio. The former AEW World Champion blasted the, quote, very petty and very spiteful company, saying that WWE thrust this war on AEW by moving NXT to Wednesday nights, and once again highlighted that Dynamite consistently wins in the crucial 18 to 49 demographic. He added, "They should retreat. They should move to any other night. Get away from us. You guys got a great program, and it's good. Why would you want to sacrifice your own ratings just to be spiteful and petty to go head-to-head with AEW?" Jericho added that WWE moving to Tuesdays could allow NXT to get 850,000 or even 900,000 viewers, far more than they've been getting when competing with NXT on Wednesdays. He said, "There's nothing wrong with conceding defeat, moving to a different night, and worrying about your show, and not worrying about going head-to-head with AEW. Time will tell whether WWE do retreat, though we're sure that Vince McMahon won't call it a defeat, as the ratings and viewing figures for recent weeks have proven that being on different days is beneficial for both NXT and AEW Dynamite." And finally, we're ending with AEW news, as with fans once again attending shows, the company isn't taking chances in the current situation. With fans returning, AEW put signs all around Daly's place to encourage everyone to be safe, but with a certain AEW style, such as one sign featuring Chris Jericho that reads, "Hey idiot, wear a mask!" Other signs including Orange Cassidy with the message, "Keep your hands to yourself," whilst Britt Baker encouraged fans to be a role model and wash their hands, with Jon Moxley's sign saying, "Be like Moxley, stay socially distant." With AEW bringing fans back to their open-air amphitheater, hopefully fans will listen to the advice given, especially given that with Florida warm weather, the company will likely continue running events in the Daly place even in the winter.